Alright, so I'm going to be showing how to open up and disassemble this Dell Inspiron 14 7425. For some reason it's powering up but nothing's coming on the screen. I'm going to be using a PH0 or JAS0 screwdriver to remove the screws from the bottom. Oh, actually this one's already broken. Alright, so let's go ahead and remove all these screws. If this video helps you out, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helps you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Alright, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well, because that's what the algorithm likes to see. I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you like my random review videos, it would help a lot if you could subscribe over there as well. Alright, you want to keep these screws in order because they can be different size, shape, and lengths. The way I do that is I put them flat side down like that on my desk in the pattern I remove them. In this case, these 4 seem to be the same, alright, and then these 3 in the back, they stay attached to the cover. But if for some reason they pop out, then you do want to keep them in order. Okay, so this is kind of popping out already. You can use a pry tool. I'm using my fingernail, okay, to get in here to undo the clips. Oh, looks like the screw might have gone back down. Okay, so make sure the screw comes out all the way. There we go. And then we're just gonna pull this up. It helps to kind of bow the cover like that to pull the clips in, and there we go. Came out pretty easily. So here you can see how the screws hold themselves in place. Okay, there's that little washer holding them in there. Okay, so we're gonna set the cover aside. And my hope is that the RAM is just bad or loose or something, so we'll see. Okay, so here's what the inside looks like. We'll get a thumbnail here. Hopefully that's not quite centered enough. Okay, anyways, we're just gonna take a quick look inside here. So we got 2 slots for RAM. In a lot of cases, when the screen just goes black and doesn't turn back on, or if you, not like if it went black while you were using it, but if it's black and not turning on, usually just make sure you're grounded so no static comes out, and then you can just wipe these pins off, okay? Then get it back in. All right, make sure you push it all the way in at an angle like that and then click it down. Let me zoom in here so it's easier for you to see. Same thing over here, pull the 2 tabs. Okay, these 2 metal tabs, they just go away from the stick of RAM. Then it can pop up and you can pull this out, okay? And again, you can wipe the pins off. All right, some people say like wipe it with isopropyl alcohol or electronics cleaners. You don't need to worry about that, but you can if you want, right? So this RAM is PC4 3200AA. There's an 8 gig stick, so they have 2 8 gig sticks, 16 gigs total. PC4 3200AA. If you want, you can upgrade it, get 2 16 gig sticks. I don't think they have 32 gig sticks, but you can if you want. Okay, so we'll get that back in and we'll click that back down. Sometimes also what it could be is maybe this cable's loose. So I'm gonna just try and like pull on it a little bit, okay? Don't mess with this cable like taking it out unless you disconnect the battery. You can see there's a little latch here and that holds it down in place. I just want to make sure it's pushed in all the way. If it still doesn't turn on, we'll worry about the rest of the stuff. All right, let's go ahead and power it on real quick and see if anything happens. So I'll flip it over. And oh, that's another thing that might be an issue. So one thing here is their whole power button gets shoved into the computer, and it's because these screw mounts. I don't know if somebody put some weird screws here, but they're not sitting down all the way. Let me see if I can screw them in or if something else. Maybe the screw mounts are broken. Oh yeah, the screw mounts are broken. That's not good. How's that? Or did they put some random screws in here? Somebody must have worked on this before and put like some wrong screws in here. I don't know. Or something. Something's broken in here. Okay, let's pop these 2 screws out and I'm gonna lift the hinge up. Oh yeah, the thing that holds this down below is like just loose and wiggling around. I don't know if you can see that, how much play it is. This thing can actually be pried out. Huh. But this is holding down the keyboard. And it looks like the screw. What in the world? this thing is supposed to be all the way up here, but somehow it got shoved all the way down inside. Somebody did something weird with this thing. I don't know. Let me see if I can somehow yank that thing up. It uses a weird small screw. I don't know if I can pull that thing up. Let's see. I'll try using a long Lenovo screw. Hopefully it's the same threads. I don't know. Okay. So this thing, something happened to it that it's just got shoved all the way down there. So the plastic here is broken. I don't know if I'll be able to get that working properly. One thing I can try, let's see if this will work. Oh, I probably need a longer screw for that. Can't use too long of a screw though, so I don't know if I have one right in between. And I don't know if this is even going to be useful to anybody because this isn't really part of the repair. Let's see. Maybe this one? Sorry, if this part isn't useful for you, feel free to fast forward through. But I want to try and find a screw that can kind of hold it into the hinge. And then I'm going to have to put some epoxy down there and see if it will get in there. But anyways, this is probably too long. Let's try this guy first. So if this works, okay, this screw does go in, and yeah. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the screw through here, and then I gotta hold the, let me use pliers. I don't know if there's a specific way this thing needs to thread in, I think. Okay, I found, okay, usually the top of this, I don't know if you can see that, but on this, I believe it's brass. Come on, focus. You can see how it has that shape like a cogwheel kind of thing. If you look at the bottom, it doesn't have that. So that's the part that faces down. So the cogwheel portion is supposed to face up towards the flat surface. Okay. And let's see here. So I'm going to get this screw onto there. Okay, I know it's hard for you guys to see this, but I'm basically going to tighten the screw onto that. And hopefully, yes, okay. This is actually almost perfect size screw. Okay, so basically I just wanted the screw that will go almost completely flush with this brass piece. Why isn't it focusing? Come on, there we go. All right, so I want it flush, so that way if I put epoxy in here and close it, it will just go around on the outside and not fill the screw hole, okay? And hopefully that will be good enough, because I don't know if the bottom cover makes it push even further through. If that's the case, then it might not work right. We'll see. All right, so what else do we got here? So this I'll need to clean out. Okay, let's see if we can close this with that in place. There we go. Okay, so that one closed in place, and then we have the two screws we're gonna put back for the hinge. Okay, but the problem is it doesn't even power on, so I don't know. And this charges with USB-C. Okay, let me plug this in then. Maybe their battery's also dead. So I'll plug in the charger. Oops, sorry, I'm going out of view. And the charge light's not even coming on. Okay, I'm going to try and hold the bottom up. You can see how this is kind of flexing out. That's not right. And I do see the power light or charging light is on, but it's like blinking. The keyboard is flickering on and off. Actually, it's completely off now. I don't know, the charge light, it was just like flickering on and off. Let's try the other port. I feel like big part of the problem is just the power button is weird, but it's the charge light doesn't stay on either, so sadly it seems like it might be toast. Sorry, something's caught in my throat. All right, but yeah, I don't see any pushing the button. I feel it clicking, but nothing is happening here. And another portion of the issue is probably the power button area is just screwed up. But I definitely feel it click and nothing's happening. So I don't know. It seems like it might be completely dead. Anyways, let me show you what other components are in here. I don't plan to like take everything out, but I'll kind of just show you what's going on. All right. It looks like this little board is for the power button fingerprint reader. Okay, it actually says FP1 there. Then you got this connector, which connects all of this to the motherboard here. That's the SD card slot, USB, and headphone jack, as well as the fingerprint reader power button. You got the CMOS BIOS RTC real-time clock battery here. You have this connector where you would wiggle and pull that out, but that's a CR2032, but it's in this little casing with the plug. And if you do this, the little red cable is going towards the outside and the black is going towards the inside. So make sure you don't mix it up, because if you plug it in wrong, you can damage the computer. You got an M.2 PCIe NVMe SSD here. If you're using a longer version, don't put this metal bracket, throw that away. You just put that screw to hold the SSD down. When you undo the screw, it pops up slightly at an angle and you pull it out, just like the RAM. Wireless cards here, this little plate comes off, and then the antennas you would take out by going from the tail and just pulling straight up. All right, you got the fan connector here. All of these cables here, including the LCD LVDS, has a little flip latch where you get underneath and then you pull that up and it will swing out, and then you can pull the cable out. All right, I'm not gonna mess with that. Battery connector, or battery here, is V6W33. So if you need to replace the battery, yeah, V6W33. Okay, battery's pretty simple to remove. There's 5 screws. There's 2. Sorry, oops, let's zoom out here. Get these out of the way. Okay, so there's 2 screws here and then 3 screws at the top. This connector you kind of just grab with your fingernails or whatever, and you can pull it back, you can see. All right, and then once you get those screws out, you can pull this up. This little connector, if you have to replace it, let me see if I can show you this. Okay, so this connector here, it has, I'm pretty sure it's a sliding latch here. Let's see. Yeah, so this slides back, as you can see, and then you can pull that cable out. But yeah, I'm gonna put it back in. So this little metal piece, make sure the battery connector's pushed down all the way, and then this slides on top of it. Oh, why is it so hard to get it back on? I'm gonna turn it upside down here, and let's see if I can. Come on, go back on. So it slid off easily, but sliding it back on is a pain for some reason. Okay, you can see how I pulled it back. Or did it only slide that much? I don't remember. I'm gonna turn it sideways like this and see if I can push more from here. Oh, I think that's already slid in all the way. Okay, so it only slides that little. So that slides like that. Okay, and then to slide it back, just push that back over. All right, there we go. And I think that's about it. The speakers, let me zoom out here. Okay, one speaker here. Is that an antenna? It looks like they mounted the wireless antenna onto the speaker. That's the white wire. But then the black wire here is going to the speaker connection here, and then the other speaker connection, the wire goes all the way across to here. And the black wire antenna is connected onto here. It's stuck on with adhesive. Okay. And then you got the keyboard backlight connector. There's a flip latch. You flip this latch up and then you can pull it out. Okay. Keyboard connector here, most likely touchpad, trackpad connector. Not gonna mess with all of that, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The CPU is under here, soldered to the motherboard, logic board, whatever you want to call it. And it's not easily, I mean, you can't remove the motherboard sorry, you can remove the motherboard. You can't remove the CPU. I mean, yes, you can, but you can't. Like, what I mean is it's possible, but most people aren't going to be able to do that. You need very special tools and things to be able to do that, and yeah, most people aren't going to be doing that. I can't do that. All right. And that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and put this thing back together. Pretty much this thing is toast. I'm going to have to see what my customer wants to do. Oh yeah, I put that little screw there. There's not really any point for me to glue that piece because it's just going to be broken, so I'll take that out. But anyways, we can, now that I put that in the right place, we could probably get this screw to line up and go in properly. Okay, so we're going to get this all back in here. Get that all back in, and then we'll screw this. Oh, actually, it works with it. No, never mind. I had to use the PH1 JS1. Okay, yeah, it's spinning that little thing around, so it's just gonna be loose there. Get this screw in, pop those little clips down. Okay. That screw in. Yeah, and that's pretty much all there is to it. Not really much else, okay? I think the customer tried to do something and then they damaged some of the clips because the bottom one, well, it's popped in now, but they were telling me like, oh, can you pop that back in? So I think they probably took it apart and then tried to do something and maybe made it worse. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share my channel with others so that they can learn how to upgrade and repair their devices as well. And if it helped you save a bunch of money, please consider contributing a little to the channel. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue making these videos for a living. Right? Again, if you can't help out that way, it would help a lot if you could watch a few of my other videos and then like and comment on those as well. And yeah, I also have another channel called It's Been Reviewed and More. If you could subscribe to that one as well, that would also be very helpful. Alright, other than that, that's pretty much it. Let me zoom out a tiny bit more just in case to get a thumbnail of this. And let's plug it in one more time, but I'm pretty sure nothing's going to happen. Let's see. Keyboard's lighting up. Power light is like flickering. Oh no, it's solid. Keyboard's lit up. Let's see if anything happens. I don't think it will, because normally it shouldn't turn itself on like that. Yeah, if something happens, I'll be back, but looks like that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. All right, let's drop this. Bye.